Ascension messages. Questions and answers. Vatican's New Age trap, two-party political system, thoughts and DNA.
Question. I have been on my spiritual journey for over 2 decades. In this time, I have opened so many doors that operated in so many varied modalities, various spiritual group gatherings, have read up on so many different religions and teachings. My question is, how relevant is everything I have amassed in my understandings to now? I ask this because some of what I learned years ago does not fit with the information I am hearing now. For example, the New Age movement taught that all you had to do was be love, and when it was time to ascend, we would ascend in a Merkabah of Light, and ascend into a mystical, non-physical state that only vibrates on the frequency of love. And to achieve this, there were mystic and mystery teachings, special schools of higher awareness, and disciplined meditations, and after perhaps years of devoted training and strict adherence to the various modalities, I could only possibly then ascend. In fact, I was told that it could take many lifetimes to achieve this, and escape the karmic wheel of reincarnation. What I am hearing now is something quite different. Now I am hearing a different version of reality and of what 5D is. Could you please clarify for me?
Answer. Let us first deal with the New Age movement, and the next statement may be uncomfortable for many. The Vatican created the New Age movement. During World War II, tens of millions perished in this war, where both sides were orchestrated, manipulated and controlled by the cabal. In particular in Europe, many surviving souls in these traumatic times started to question some of the stories that Catholicism had to explain away their God's reason, why so many had to suffer and perish. The numbers dropped and the masses started to reject Catholicism. Behind the veneer of religious Catholic beliefs are the cabal, and with so many people rejecting their version of spirituality, the cabal became concerned. So, they cleverly orchestrated another set of dogmatic beliefs, that seemed on the surface, to offer spiritual salvation through a higher awareness. Their plan was very successful. The New Age movement started to capture many of these defectors, and to the amazement of the cabal, many souls that had previously rejected the other main revealed religions, that were also losing their devotees, turned to this New Age movement and the gifts it offered. The numbers swelled and another dogmatic spiritual regime grew and flourished. There is a saying that is used frequently, divide and conquer, and that is exactly what the New Age movement has done. There are scores and scores of differing modalities, with as many variations and offshoots of these beliefs. Nearly every one of them acknowledge the presence of other modalities, however claim that theirs is either the correct path, or at least the beneficial way to achieve spiritual enlightenment, one way or another. The New Age proliferated through these differing philosophies, along with its many permutations. It became infested with tricks and personalized twists and hiding places for the therapist's or teacher's ego. For the most part, many of these modalities reinforced the failed ego and its impulses. However, by not dealing with the dark spaces deep inside the subconscious mind, the limiting beliefs of the individual and group awareness was pushed deeper into the bowels of the subconscious. Many gurus, teachers and facilitators reinforced their unshakable trust in their personalized modalities, that by following their practice, you were assured that you were well on your spiritual journey. On the surface, the Vatican condemned the New Age movement, with the result of those sitting on the fence not sure which way to turn, either returned to Catholic dogma, or they became new devotees to the New Age movement. In any of these new battles for truth, when you control all parties in a battle, you can always choose the outcome desired, and in the quietude of the Vatican psyche, they rub their hands with glee. The two-party political system installed around the world is exactly the same model. Either the cabal or the alliance are in control of both parties, so there is the perception of choice. However, in reality, there is no choice. The government behind the government, run by the faceless and nameless few that are not elected into place, control the destiny of humanity. The best slaves to have following your dogmatic practices are the slaves that do not believe they are in slavery. This is at the core of all dogmas, and this is where humanity finds itself today. A dogma is a set of beliefs that are defined or bound by their own construction. Today these include mainstream medicine, science and most education systems. They are a set of closed beliefs vehemently upheld by their creators, and supported by the masses who defend their captured beliefs. The perfect closed system. Yes, Your dogmatic beliefs are being challenged with the simplicity of the one truth, that both the reptilian cabal and the Alliance do not want you to know, because when you know this one truth, you can free yourself of their shackles of confinement that thoughts create. As long as you follow dogmatic practices and believe that they are true, or that there is nothing that you can do to change your situation even if you could, then you have imprisoned yourself. This is mind control. This is deterministic victim mentality. The messages contained within these writings, but not limited to them, share the simplicity of the power of thought. Ascension, spiritual awakening through experience, is the control of your own mind. The possible uncomfortable response that may be felt for those with the many modalities within the New Age, especially if they have invested many years, maybe even decades, and their money into perfecting and honing their trade, especially if they have been deriving an income to support their lifestyle from their trade, will be disappointed with what is being shared here. Let all the past go, it will no longer serve you in the new energies. What was valid 30 years ago, 20 years ago, 10 years ago may not be valid today. There was a time and place for that information, it was part of the evolution of the New Age dogma. We must all now come together and remember this one simple truth. Thoughts create. Our solar system, along with our galaxy, is moving through space in a spiral vortex of new creative energy. The old energy patterns of Earth do not fit into this new energy vortex. Collectively, we need to create a new higher frequency energy vortex that will complement our journey forward. This is Ascension. This is what 5D is. There are new technologies developing and evolving on this planet right now, in health, if you understand how we create our own health and wellness through our own thought processes. Doctors like Bruce Lipton, a pioneer in epigenetics, clearly and simply explains how the biological processes of our body are controlled through our thoughts. Other great exponents of these new modalities are Greg Braden and Joe Dispenza. We have shared earlier the process of how the soul came into being, and the complex biological systems were made manifest by thought consciousness, and this is the system that we are now referring to. Your thoughts model and assemble your DNA, on a moment-by-moment basis. It is through your DNA that you have your connection back to Source, Atma. Your DNA is your focal point of attention consciousness of your soul, enabling you to incarnate into your biological human body. You have control of your own biology. In 5D you not only understand this, you are this process. An average duration period for an incarnated biological 5D human is approximately 10 times more than that of the present 3D human race. Yes, we are saying approximately 950 years. You do not die of old age in 5D, there is plenty of time for an incarnated experience in the longevity of 5D, so that when the soul at these frequency levels decide on a new incarnation, they just instantly create it. There is no death as we know it. There is a veil of forgetfulness in 5D, this is part of having a physical biological incarnation, however the veil has more transparency than in 3D. In 5D we remember at least 2 or 3 previous lifetime experiences, and we can even meet other incarnated aspects of self. 5D existence has such a more expanded awareness reality, and that is why we are sharing this information with you. You are opening the door, and we are bringing the light into your new reality with this information. The old timelines are broken, Earth and our galaxy are spiraling in this new vortex of energy of light and information. The time has passed to bury your head in the sand, and hope that the current discomfort held globally will somehow go away, as it will not. These are very dangerous times, the perceived stability of the past has gone, these old timelines have shattered, we must control our own minds and create the world we choose to live in, free of the control of others. This is the real uncomfortable truth that the regressive controlling entities do not want you to know. Their existence relies on feeding off the fear energy of others, and do not have the creativity of humanity. They are like a leech or parasite, they feed off others, and without a host, they cannot exist. This is why they will not let go without a fight, they are fighting for their own survival, however at the cost of humanity. They do have salvation, and can follow the practice of most other regressive beings in our universe, who have now chosen the path of love and are on their journey of integration back to Source. However, the last few remaining regressives' greatest fear is love. This is the battle waging on Earth right now. Earth's final conflict. Tawana, Tawa, adventure with joy, with all its multiple meanings.